Hello, lovely people.
Why are you? This is my intro, okay?
I know. Sorry, I took it.
Welcome back to a new episode of Have a Nice Day. This is Janine.
And this is Joshua.
And today we will be talking about World
Kindness
Day.
Month Day. World Kindness Day, guys.
You can't say month. We're like in the middle of the month now.
I know, and we should have addressed this topic then 2 episodes ago.
This is not World Kindness Month. It's just World Kindness Day, Joshua.
Kindness should be practiced every day, though.
And it's on Friday the 13th.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of that. So we should kill people with kindness. Nice.
Kill him with kindness.
Oh, is that a song?
It's Selena Gomez's song.
Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
I thought of that right now. I'm going to trademark it before she does. Yeah, that's a nice way to celebrate Friday the 13th.
Exactly.
Not celebrate. You don't celebrate that day. It just happens.
It just happens.
Live
it's just
through
the bad
day.
luck happens on Friday the 13th. If you haven't heard our luck episode, please, maybe you can pause this, go back to all of the Have a Nice Day episodes and listen to that.
Yeah. I like the last one we did as well. We did address a lot of stuff.
That was fun.
Yeah.
So, how's your day, Joshua? How's your week?
Oh, my week. It wasn't the best, I might say. But it's the weekend now and I'm here recording. I didn't get a lot of sleep this week actually, so I'm very tired.
Yeah.
But overall,
have you been
I would
going
say,
out partying?
You know me, everyone's weekend is my weekday, so I'm like
Wow.
I'm like all partying throughout the week. Just shots.
Where have you been partying? Buktir?
Guys, by the way, if you want the best seafood and it's the perfect weather right now, go to Bukater and you'll have the best seafood ever.
It's not Bukater.
It is Bukater. Just go there, get like 1 kg of prawns, get 2 massive fish, whatever you want, like sherry or...
Did you do the spicy one?
Yeah, I did the spicy one.
Ooh.
Oh my... Guys, just hear me out when I say this. It's going to be a great time when you go there with your friends and or family.
It's fancy now, though. It used to be... So, I don't know if we have some OG Dubai listeners from way back when. Buktir used to be a very tiny restaurant. And they didn't have like a proper kitchen. It wasn't like a proper restaurant. It was like... How do I explain it?
Like a hole in the wall kind of...
It's like a trailer
small
truck.
shack kind of thing, yeah.
And that's where they would... they only had probably 2 or 3 choices. You'll have shrimps or prawns, and then you have 2 types of fish. And then you'll just let them know your spicy level or how you want it to be cooked.
And then they give rice or paratha as a side.
Exactly.
The Keralite paratha and also a fish curry just to go with everything, to blend everything in together.
But it's really good. Like the spice blend.
Yeah.
It is spicy, but it's so good. And back in the day, it used to be just in an empty lot, a sandy empty lot. And there would be like chairs, plastic chairs, like monoblock chairs and plastic tables. Some people would actually bring their own chairs because it was very limited and there would be a queue all the time. And during, winter time when the weather would be much better, then it would open and then people will actually eat there. So good. So those were the good days. And now, I haven't been in the new one, but they've secured a new spot
It's not
in
a
the
new spot,
port
it's just
area.
the outdoor area, yeah.
Not a new... Well, it is, because it used to be on the left side and now it's on the right.
Yeah.
It
I
used to
didn't know
be-
this, but my colleague who went with us said that, it was before on the left side. It was on a different side.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now it's right in front of the sea, the port.
Yeah, it's right beside the bay area.
And you showed me a picture and it was very fancy, guys. They had like lights, fairy lights strung across their... What is it called? Like their gazebo type of thing. So they have an outdoor area and they have
a really good
an
outdoor
indoor
area.
area. I'm like, this is not the Buktir that I used to know.
But the food is still the same though.
Yeah.
And just
So
a word
it's
of
still good.
advice before you go, they don't take any cards or like Samsung or Apple Pay, so make sure that you withdraw beforehand before you go
Until
there.
now.
Till now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they haven't upgraded that.
La.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, how was your week?
My week was okay.
You were working from home, right?
I was working from home and it was very busy because, as I mentioned last episode, I just moved into a new apartment. So I'm still in that organizing phase, trying to sort out my whole life. And it was quite a mess but now it's getting better. So the living room / studio where we're recording right now looks way better than how it is when I moved in. I'm done with the boxes for the kitchen and the living room. Now I only have my room to sort out. So thank goodness.
And I don't think there's much of an echo anymore.
No.
I think it's okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you filled up the house really well.
Yeah.
I must say that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Baby steps. Take it day by day.
Exactly.
And enjoy the fruit of your labor. And
I'm getting there. So, what is our topic for today?
our episode today is a very special one. I'm very excited to do this. As I always
this
say,
is like
in
the 14th time you said it.
I'm now, because I keep on saying it, I'm like, I'm going to just make it a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So like,
that's good.
when I speak, I'm going to say the word excited or very happy or something.
Nice. I like that.
But this episode is centered around the topic of
World
kindness. Smart Kindness Day. We are not in sync today.
We're not.
Yeah.
Because it's Friday the 13th.
It is,
That's
yeah.
why.
And we don't have any rapid fire questions today.
We don't, because we just want to talk about kindness, guys.
For now, we'll just talk about kindness. It might seem like kindness is difficult. It might not be very tough for you to impose it onto someone because it pays forward. It leaves a lasting impression. It is contagious, much more contagious than the coronavirus, I would say. But I think it's something that we lost touch with over the years in this fast-paced life.
Yeah.
Where we always prioritize ourselves, that we center everything around me. That kindness has actually taken a backseat in this whole journey, and it's time to go back to the basics, I would say.
Yeah.
And revisit it and just share a little bit of tips or a way that you can make a person's day.
And it's a great day to be reminded of that because today is
World Kindness Day.
So sprinkle kindness around like it's confetti.
I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
It's free. Just sprinkle it around wherever you go. And I just wanted to give a background to World Kindness Day. So I did a little bit of research on it. And World Kindness Day was actually introduced in 1998 by the World Kindness Movement. And their objective is to highlight good deeds in the community to bridge the divides of race, religion, politics, gender, etc.
Amen, sister. I like that.
It's an international holiday and it is observed in many countries, including Canada, Australia, Nigeria, and of course, the United Arab Emirates.
Oh, they specifically give a shout out to the UAE?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So there are a lot of countries, 100 and something countries who actually celebrate World Kindness Day as an international holiday. I think ours just fell on a Friday. It's not a recognized public holiday that we take an off for, but it is recognized as a day to spread kindness. It's really nice that, we're putting more and more emphasis on kindness, especially nowadays.
Especially when a time like this, like what I said a while ago.
Yeah.
It's something we usually forget about. Like, let's say you go about your day, you go to a coffee shop, you order your coffee.
Yeah.
And then you leave. But in that brief moment where you're ordering, like, this is something I learned as a kid. Like, my parents told me to do this every time I go to order something.
Yeah.
It's like you ask the person who's taking your order 3 things. So it's their name, where they're from, and give them a compliment.
Nice.
So it's a nice way to make their day because these guys, they work a 12-hour shift. Obviously, they meet 100 people every day, I would say, but no one takes the time to actually get to know them.
Yeah.
So it's a small gesture that you can do to make them feel that they're valued, that they are important as a member of society.
Yeah, and I like that you said that it's a small thing because when people think about kindness, they think of grand things to do, donations, giving something, but kindness can be in the smallest and purest form of just flashing a smile to someone.
Or even 2 words, thank you.
Exactly. And that word, it's not used as much as it should be.
Exactly. I'm the kind of guy when I, like, let's say I open a door for someone and they just walk by, I'm just like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Do you have a stick in your butt or something?
Just say thank you.
Yeah, it literally takes a second. Yeah, it's free. It's free.
Yeah. And that's why when people are not showing signs of kindness, that's when you need to show them even more. Like, you need to shove kindness to them even more.
Yeah.
To put it into simpler terms.
Yeah.
Shove
like, just put it out there.
Yeah. Because kindness is infectious.
It is, yeah.
So, maybe they're just having a bad day. And they need you to actually show them some light. Be that light in their dark day or times. You don't know what they're going through.
You know, it's like a ripple effect. Let's say I'm talking to someone and they're mean to me out of no particular reason. Before you get all defensive and you start going back to them with more anger and hate, just understand maybe this person had a bad day. Maybe this guy, his wife left him, or maybe he got into an accident on the way here. So he's already in that state of mind where he just wants to get his frustrations out on someone.
Yeah.
Just try to take it as it is. Try to keep your temper intact.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, it might get explosive and it might even hurt both of you at the end of the day. That's how I would see it.
While we're already in the topic of, having a bad day and being anxious and all that, I have a couple of facts about kindness, actually. So, University of British Columbia performed a study, and a group of highly anxious individuals performed at least 6 acts of kindness a week. So, after a month of them performing those 6 kinds of acts per week, there was a significant increase in positive moods, relationship satisfaction, and a decrease in social avoidance in socially anxious individuals. So kindness really helps.
That's basically, it's like if you put kindness in the center of everything, it really helps you in different ways that you didn't even know was possible.
It is a scientifically proven fact, and I'm gonna give another scientifically proven fact.
Go, Dr. Janine,
Dartmouth.
tell us.
It's by Dartmouth University. So they say that perpetually kind people have 23% less cortisol. So cortisol is the stress hormone that's produced when we're stressed in our bodies.
I must have a lot of that.
And so you have to be more kind.
I am kind.
So 23% less cortisol in our bodies if we're kinder. It helps us age slower.
Really?
Than the average population.
Just by being kind to people?
Yeah.
Like giving a compliment?
Yeah, perpetually kind. So that means like you really practice kindness.
Okay.
So kindness is free. Instead of you like using all of those anti-aging creams on your forehead, use kindness instead because that's free.
Use the kindness cream and put it on your face.
Yes.
Yeah.
And instead of you like paying expensive money to reduce your stress, kindness is key.
Yeah. They say, the cheapest form of therapy is just a smile.
Yeah.
So I think when you just smile at someone, it's contagious. People are like, oh, why are you smiling? And then you're like, oh, no, I just wanted to show how happy I was. And then they'll be like, oh, even I'm happy now.
Exactly. Imagine just like walking around, or like you just meet someone, you open the door and there's someone coming in and you're exiting. Just flash them a smile.
Flash them a smile.
Yeah.
Like a quick smile. I have an ugly smile, so I think the more I do it, it'll be suspicious.
Oh, you know what? It's going to be even more difficult now because we have masks on. So smile with your eyes. As Tyra says, smize.
Smize.
Yes. So smile
with your eyes. Is that a real thing? Who said it?
Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks. Who's
America's
that?
Next.
Oh, the model. I was thinking some banker
model.
or something for some reason.
No, banker.
Tyra Banks?
Yeah.
That's a really cool name if you work in a bank or own a bank.
Imagine you were in, what is that? Wall Street?
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Not the movie, but in New York.
Wall Street then.
Yeah.
Just Wall Street.
Yeah, just Wall Street.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why are you wasting my time? You're wasting our audience time right now. That's not being kind.
You're not being kind. You're being mean.
No, I'm being mean. I'm sorry.
While you're being mean, I'm going to put out the last fact that I saw.
Okay.
That I researched.
Josh was mean. Is
exactly.
that your last fact?
It is.
Okay.
So a study by, I don't know how to pronounce his name, or her name, Se-yoon Kim. I think she's Korean. Se-yoon and Dr. Kenneth Ferraro. Wow, reminds me of chocolate Ferrero.
That's a unique combination.
Yeah.
What if it's a Korean and what's the last name of a
Ferraro? Maybe Italian. Maybe.
Yeah.
So they published a study in 2013, and according to the study of adults aged 57 to 85, volunteering manifested the strongest association with lower levels of inflammation. Because oxytocin also reduces inflammation, and even little acts of kindness can trigger oxytocin's release. So it is the happy chemical that is produced in our body when you hug someone, when you're kind to someone, when you feel all those like warmy feels inside. Our body releases oxytocin, and it actually reduces inflammation.
So being kind can help cure my gout, my uric acid?
Oh, wow. That's true.
Because uric acid is a form of inflammation.
Yeah,
I'll
probably.
try that if I feel
you know what? Maybe you should be less mean.
You know I'm a very nice guy.
You are, actually.
And I hate that I have to say it to you. Like everyone knows I'm a nice guy. Like it's like Joshua Nice Guy Dias. That's how they know me on the streets in Abu Hail. That's what they.
Who said
That's how
that?
they know me.
Yeah, see, it's actually sometimes known as the cuddle hormone or the love hormone because it is released when people snuggle up or bond socially. So when someone flashes you a smile and you feel all so giddy because they're just so kind to you, then hopefully your gout will be cured. I actually wanted to talk about something super cool that happened in Dubai. And I read this because it was reposted by a friend. And it became really viral. I'm sure you've heard of this.
Yeah, it's called the Kiki Challenge, the Drake Challenge.
That was viral like 2 years ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you're late to the game.
Sorry, my internet guys at home wasn't paid, so I only found out about all these new trends recently.
What was the other trend that you found out?
The plank. There's people planking on different stuff. That's a really cool trend.
That's probably a trend like 3 years ago. How about the ice bucket challenge? Is it another challenge that you just anyway? So I wanted to read about this. Hopefully it's a true story. So I'll read through it.
Before you start the story, is it verified?
I don't know because it was reposted by a friend and then Love in Dubai posted it as well and it became viral. But when I reposted it on my personal Instagram, a couple of friends messaged me asking me if it's actually true or not. Like, do you think it's true or do you think it's like a marketing scheme?
Because I thought of that as
right?
well.
For them to get people. And then I said, if it's a marketing scheme, good on them that they've thought of something like this to put out and now people are going to their restaurant or waffle place, whatever. Second of all, if it is a marketing scheme, why not support a local business? What harm will that make?
Very true.
If we ate waffles, our tummies will be full. We helped support a local business. It's a win-win situation, no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to read the whole post. It's quite long, but we'll go through it. So It says, a friend of mine who recently lost their job due to COVID met with his landlord to explain that he would not be in a position to renew their lease at the end of the contract, but that he would stay in Dubai for the remainder of the lease. The landlord sympathized and said that he too had suffered large business setbacks in his restaurant business. This morning, my friend had a knock on his door. It was the landlord who handed him an envelope and said he didn't want to hear anything about the contents of the envelope and that he wished them well and he would like to help in the only way he know he could. The envelope contained all the post-dated rent checks for the remaining 8 months of the contract term, meaning that my friend could live rent-free to help his situation. My friend has been trying to find a way to thank his landlord for this kind gesture. So, his simple request is that the next time you visit Dubai Mall, please support Granny's Waffles. The owner is certainly deserving of a kind gesture in return. So, I guess his landlord also owns Granny's Waffles in Dubai Mall. So, it did become viral. And it's such a good story and such a nice random act of kindness from a landlord. It's nice to see that people support each other because of this whole pandemic situation. I think it's getting better in the UAE compared to how it was in March, April when lockdown happened. Now,
a lot of uncertainty.
Now the rules have eased a bit. You can go out, you can invite people. And it's much better. I believe we're in a much better situation than other countries. I think what's really good in the UAE is that people really respect the social distancing rules. People still keep their masks on. It may be because they really, respect the rules or they're just scared of cops and getting fined, which I'll take both ways. If you keep your mask on because you're scared of the cops, you're scared to get fined, fine. Great. Then keep your mask on.
I think that can be your act of kindness today as well, guys. Like when you're in a group or when you're out in public, wear your mask and practice social distancing in a way that is being kind to the people around you.
That's really nice. To
make sure that you don't scare them away, I would say. Because for me, now the new normal is when I see someone without a mask.
Yeah.
That's very suspect already for me. And I'm like, dude, where's your mask?
He's sus.
He's sus. He's very sus.
Guys, I'm not sure if you know what sus is, but it's what the millennials call, or Gen Z probably. It's what they call for people who are suspicious. And I think it all started because of that game, Among Us.
It was coined from Among Us, right?
So the first few times I played it, someone actually called me Janine is sus. And I'm like, what is sus?
And it wasn't even in the game. They just saw Janine and like, she's very suspicious as a woman.
I was in the game, okay? And I was actually the imposter at that time. And
and they knew it.
And someone saw me go through the vent.
Okay, I don't know what that means because I am 29 years old and I am not a child who plays video games.
I am 29 years old.
And my point exactly.
You know what? You're going to be canceled by a lot of people who actually play the game and enjoy it.
That's fine. My brother plays the game.
I enjoy
he already
it
canceled
so much.
me like 3 weeks ago.
I enjoy it so much. So those who enjoy playing Among Us, please DM me your private group link or whatever and I'll join you.
I thought you were going to say something else. Anyway, back to kindness.
Please do not DM me.
That is very
any
kind.
of
That
your-
is very kind if you do that to Janine, though.
Yes. Please include me in your game because Joshua doesn't want to play Among Us with me.
Yeah, because I'm 29 years old and an adult. But going back to kindness, I wanted to say as well that kindness...
Before you say that, sorry. I have one question for you though, since we're talking about this random act of kindness from this landlord. What do you think about people who post their acts of kindness online for other people to see?
Okay, the old me, like Joshua, like 3-4 years ago, would think this is such a cheap way of getting attention. Like I used to see these videos on YouTube, like, oh, I gave 500 burgers to a homeless shelter or something like that. I'm like, what is this? If you did something, you don't have to publicize it. You can do it in private. You can do it and still feel good about yourself. But the moment you're doing it in public, posting on YouTube and then as like a clickbait caption. But then as time went by, I realized, okay, still nothing has changed. I still think it is very like cheap way of getting attention. But then I thought of it like this. At least they're doing something about it. Even if it is getting into the vast public by showing it on YouTube or an Instagram page or on Twitter. But at least they're doing something about it while others watch and just like turn the other cheek. That's how I started seeing it after I heard of instances like this.
Okay, that's a nice perspective.
Yeah. He's still going out of his way. He's still using his own money. He's still using, or he or she, sorry, I don't want to be biased. But it is still a way of giving back to the community while the other people like ourselves or anyone you know is just watching this from the convenience of their home.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense. I hope you understand what I'm trying to put out there.
Yeah, I would say that in my opinion, I wouldn't do that personally. Like I wouldn't really publicize if I gave or if I put out something there or if I donated. But what helps is for some of these people, especially those who have good reach, for them to put it out there to inspire other people.
So true.
And to even put out the information.
Yeah.
Then they're giving other people an opportunity to step up as well and help and extend their support or their kindness.
Especially YouTubers or these influencers who have a big following, especially kids.
Yeah.
Like for me, one of my favorite YouTube channels of all time is Yes Theory. And I really watch those videos and I always feel inspired to give back to my community in some shape or form.
Yeah.
So even if they're doing it like for themselves to develop their channel or to get more followers, at the same time it is telling a story that there's always someone to help out there.
Yeah, and there's a way of doing it or publicizing it without being boastful about it, without showing off about it. It's more of like, look, these are the people in need. These are the causes that you can support. And this is how you can help.
Yeah.
Instead of like, look at me, look at what I'm doing.
Look at me, I'm such a nice guy, guys.
Yeah.
Like, follow me, hit that subscribe bell, all that stuff.
And you'll know it's genuine because these people who do it, even without the cameras, they would still do it. And even without the cameras, they still remain good people.
It's so true.
Yeah, but just be mindful of how you share your kindness story.
Very true. There's a good way to do it, and then there's also a way that people see right through. Like they know it's not genuine at all. I think also the more unexpected your act of kindness is, the more of an impact it'll have on the other person.
Yeah.
So like let's say if you just like if someone drops their phone and you pick it up, that's also an act of kindness.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh thanks, you didn't have to do that. I'm
yeah,
like,
and
no,
like
but I wanted to.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, picking up trash. Like you walk and you see a bottle in the middle of wherever, you pick it up and then you throw it in a trash can that's next to you. Now that there's corona, just be careful. I hope you guys have sanitizers with you.
Or your gloves on.
Yes, and you sanitize right after. But it is a very little act of kindness. And when you do it and when people see you do it, they get inspired, especially if you're a parent.
Yeah.
And your children sees it. These are really tiny acts of kindness that can be built up eventually. Imagine if I picked up trash and someone sees it and he picks up trash and then someone else sees it and she picks up trash and everyone did that, how much trash we could like.
I never pick up trash though. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because that's my kindness for the day. Because if I pick up trash, or what you said, if everyone picks up trash,
Yeah.
then how about the guys who actually make a living picking up trash, like the Dubai municipality guys? What will they do? They will be unemployed, and that's their source of income. So I make sure that I litter as much as possible.
That is so mean.
So that these guys will have their jobs.
Uh-huh.
No, but I'm kidding. But jokes aside, I like what you said, because we, from a young age, we are helpless, I would say. Our information about the world is what we get from our surroundings, from our parents, from the people we surround ourselves with.
Yeah.
And even growing up, I did see a lot of my, not a lot of my parents.
How many parents did you have, dude?
Like 214.
I knew you were adopted. I knew it.
Adopted means I don't know my parents. Not that I have a million parents.
Dwayne and Hannah, you guys are right. He's adopted.
No, but going back to what I said, like seeing your parents in a sort of environment which puts them in a spot that is helpful to people, especially when they try to give back, or because I've seen my parents give back to people. I've seen my parents offering like to even drop off people.
Yeah.
That's another thing which also I still remember in my mind. Like if I'm with a group of friends and I know someone has to cab it home, or if it's someone who's on the way, who I can drop on the way back to my respective home, then of course I'm gonna drop them.
Yeah, if you're able to drive and you're privileged enough to have a car, why not? If you have the extra time, drop off people. Are your parents the type of parents who invite people over and just like feed them and talk to them? And
my parents are actually like that, but not so much recently because of this whole Corona situation. But my dad was really cool because he would invite Filipinos to try Indian cuisine.
That's cute.
So like my dad would make like his standard chai as we say, and he would order like a biryani of an Indian restaurant and then just like sit and talk to them and like show them an Indian immersive experience of like their cuisine.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom would do that as well. Everyone would come to our house, like from friends to family members, and every weekend you always have people over. And when I was young, I would always just hear them talking to my mom about their problems, their issues, and they would always vent out to my mom, and my mom would always be there for them. So my mom was very supportive, and it was nice to see your role models in life being supportive to other people as well, and that really encouraged me to be a good friend. And what I try is that for every day is to message one friend, at least one friend, and say, hey, I thought of you, how are you doing, how are you, intentionally ask them how they're doing. And I guess that's really important as well.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's a good way to even showcase that you are, because I know some people, especially now, they feel really lonely. They think only people will approach them if they need something from them.
Exactly.
But this is a good way to turn those tables around and just check in on someone.
Yeah.
And we've given this advice before as well. Just check in on someone.
It's funny
take them
that you
out
said
for
that,
coffee. What?
Because sometimes when you message people, you're like, hey, how are you? They're like, hey, what's up? Like they're waiting for you to ask something.
I go like that. I'm that kind of person.
Yeah.
If someone random messages me or someone who I haven't spoken to in months, I'm like, hey, is everything okay? Do you need something?
Yeah. Do you need something? Is there anything I can help you with? But sometimes it's just, hey, what's up? I'm just genuinely asking you, how are you?
And I need $1,000.
No, but like genuinely, how are you?
Yeah.
Right? Why not?
Yeah, it's a very nice way to keep those human connections that we've lost along the way with social media and gossiping, because you hear a lot about your friends from gossiping and you're like, okay, I don't need to talk to them anymore. Like I already know what's going on in his or her life.
Yeah.
But find out for yourself personally, guys.
Exactly.
We live in an age where you can contact someone halfway across the world in a matter of seconds, and or like carrier pigeon or something. Whatever you want, whatever your choice of communication is.
An owl, maybe, from Harry Potter?
No Harry Potter nonsense.
Your nonsense.
But you know what? While we're on this topic and while we try to wrap up this podcast, I also want to talk about something which, we talked about throughout the episode. We talked about showing kindness to strangers. But I know you also have a lot to say about having kindness to yourself.
Yes, that's very important.
And I think it also starts when you show kindness to yourself, and that then and only then will you be able to manifest it and put out this kindness that you have for yourself in the world. Like the more you allow yourself to feel things, to be good to yourself. Of course, like a million mistakes will be made along the course of your life, but all those million mistakes will also lead to a point of success somewhere. And I think with that, you can also learn to pay it forward. You know what? Pay for someone else's coffee at the coffee shop. Open a door for someone, or lend money if you have that ability in your life to give it to someone who's less fortunate, I would say. But it always starts from who you are as a person, guys. I know you'll be stumbling upon your life. You'll be faltering here and there. But you should not be so hard on yourself.
That's really, really nice, by the way.
Yeah.
Because, again, as you said, like, let's not forget, kindness is not just to strangers, to colleagues, to friends, families, or to our planet, you know? It's also to yourself.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most important act of kindness that you can do, is to be kind to yourself. You cannot be kind to other people. You cannot be kind to your loved ones if you're not kind to yourself. As we always say, and we said in the past episodes, like, if you want to spread love to other people, you need to be filled with love first.
So true.
In order to be able to spread that even more. Yeah.
Like I know we are ourselves are our biggest critic. So don't be so hard on yourself is what I would say to sum up whatever I just spoke about.
Give yourself a hug and give yourself a pat on the shoulder for getting here. Just
making it this far, if anything.
Yeah, and just
you survived the pandemic.
Waking
you survived
up this morning, getting out of bed. That's something that you should be celebrating.
Yeah,
you're doing well, and we're proud of you.
It's the little things that we usually miss out on in life, especially when it becomes like a redundant activity. Like if you wake up every morning and think, oh, just another day. But the fact that you actually woke up and you're living a new day in your life and you have something to do and you have people who love you and you have people who you love as well is a very big thing in itself. Not a lot of people can actually appreciate that for what it is.
Yeah.
Just be kind to yourself. Be kind to everyone. I know it might seem weak, especially like a lot of people, especially men. This is a message for the men out there, and maybe even women who can relate to this. But being kind is not a sign of weakness. If anything, it's a sign of strength. It's very courageous being kind to someone.
Yes.
Especially a total stranger. It can make a very big difference in your life. You can make someone's day. Imagine a person, like what I said, you don't know the other person's story, what's going on. Just saying something like thank you, or oh, I like your shirt, or you have a nice beard.
That's something like that.
Yeah.
When you compliment their beard.
You have big biceps. I get that a lot anyway.
You get that? People say that your biceps are great?
Yeah, a lot.
Who?
You don't know them.
You know what? I think I'm done with this episode. Is there anything else that you want to say?
That's it. Big biceps. That's it. That's the main purpose of this episode. That's what I was segueing into at the end.
Yeah.
My
big
arms
biceps
are massive.
Yeah, because they're filled with fat.
Okay, guys. We're not gonna air this episode.
But I want to thank you for your act of kindness for today, because you made me sandwiches for lunch. So thank you, Joshua.
You're welcome. Chef Josh was in the kitchen stirring up a pot of sandwiches.
You didn't even use anything except the sandwich maker, okay?
Hey, I had to get the cauldron. I had to get the firewood.
Okay.
And really...
And start a fire to make a sandwich.
Exactly, yes.
Great. Amazing.
I had to boil a lot of water.
But I did really appreciate that. And
hey, you're welcome anytime.
We just want to ask you guys as well, what would be your act of kindness for today, for tomorrow, for the days to come? And, maybe we could give you an idea. If you would like to help, the Philippines is actually in need of your help right now.
Yeah.
We have been experiencing one of the greatest storms of this year. So it's Typhoon Ulysses, and floods are sweeping across Metro Manila, especially Marikina City.
Which is a flood-prone area, actually.
Yes. A lot of families are forced and driven out of their homes because their homes are literally washed away.
Yeah.
And we need your help. What we'll do is we'll post a couple of verified organizations in the Philippines in our stories. As soon as this episode is out, we'll also add a couple of links in the show notes. Mm-hmm. Your act of kindness can be as big as giving donations or as small as just saying thank you.
Yeah.
And on that note, we want to thank you guys for your support. You continue to listen to us. You continue to encourage us with your DMs, with your likes, and your
positive energy that you throw at us.
Yes.
The kindness you throw to us like confetti.
Yes.
Yeah?
So remember, sprinkle kindness around like confetti because it is free, guys.
Mm-hmm. Very true. I have a handy advice that also wraps up to what Janine just said about the Hurricane Ulysses.
Typhoon.
Typhoon. See, social media, we're using it every day, and this is a handy advice which I also want to tell and showcase about, because a lot of local businesses and a lot of our friends, and I'm sure a lot of your friends have started their own businesses through Instagrams, trying to sell something that they make at home or a food that they prepared. Just take the time and try to repost a story and try to spread news about their local businesses.
I like that.
Because it is a very tough time, especially for a lot of people who lost their jobs. The next best alternative for them is to cook something in their kitchen or try to use their talents to maybe make a necklace or any form of jewelry, or maybe even a gift box or something like that.
Yeah.
Try to push that out on social media. Try to spread awareness about it. Like just a while ago, one of Janine's friends, Shari.
Yeah.
Just a quick shout out. She made her own noodle kit.
Yes.
Which is an amazing thing. Like it also promotes. It doesn't give you everything. I mean, it doesn't give you the final product, like the noodle bowl in itself, but it gives Janine an opportunity to cook it for herself in her own kitchen.
Yeah, it's a noodle kit, guys. So we'll plug it into our Instagram as well, and I can't actually wait to make it and try it.
So yeah, spread the word when you find out one of your friends or someone you know is. Just to throw on examples, even when our podcast, we got a lot of people, a lot of our friends who also pushed it on their social medias, and this is a great way to actually promote local talent and showcase what they actually do in their own homes or whatever they do for fun. But also, having said that, going back to the Typhoon Ulysses, I know a lot of organizations as well in the UAE are doing something to help them. So if you want to let us know, any of your friends or any organization who's maybe gathering up any resources such as food or clothes or anything, then let us know, because we will also push it out on our social medias as well, just to spread awareness, because these things are not as publicized as it should be.
Yeah.
We need to give a voice to people, especially when there are a lot of OFWs here in the UAE, and we want to give back in a way where we can, at least.
Yeah.
You might not be able to financially give something, but whatever clothes you can donate or whatever other resources that you can donate, even just spreading it through your social medias will be much help to everyone. Yeah?
Agreed.
Just to close off the show, thank you guys once again. That wraps up episode 14.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 14, guys. Be kind to everyone around you, and thank you for listening in once again. Please do send us your questions through email at halfanicedayshow@gmail.com, or send us a DM on Instagram at halfanicedaypodcast. And we also have a link in bio where you can submit whatever feedback or questions you may have anonymously if you wish. And also, please do follow us on Spotify and give us a good rating at Apple Podcasts.
Nice.
And you can also listen to us and stream us wherever you listen to your podcasts on.
From
I was really...
You're so close.
So close.
So close.
You're already a pro at closing the show. I still have to learn it.
Yeah.
But thanks again, guys. We really love you. Thank you for being kind to us. And having said that...
Spread kindness like butter.
Butter now.
Yeah, I just thought of that in my head.
That's really nice.
Right?
On that note,
have a nice day.
Yeah. Mr. Steal Your Girl.
We love you.
We like you as a friend.